Hi, welcome guys. Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Motivational Monday, where each one teach one. Once again, thank you for logging in guys. If you are celebrating a birthday today, happy birthday. May God bless you guys to see many more birthdays. Just walk in love and know that God loves you. Stay true to yourself. Don't worry about what people think of you or about the way they try to make you feel. If people want to see you as a good person, they will. If they want to see you as a bad person, absolutely nothing you do will stop them. Ironically, the more you try to show them your good intention, the more reason you give them to knock you down if they are committed to misunderstanding you. Keep your head up high and be confident in what you do. Be confident in your intentions and keep your eyes ahead instead of wasting your time on those who want to drag you down, because you can't change people's view. You have to believe that true change for yourself comes from within, not from anyone else. Thank you, Lord. There's a roof over our heads. I have a good place to sleep. There's food on my table and shoes on my feet. You give me your love, Lord, and a fine family and friends. I thank you, Lord, for all your blessing that you have stored on all of us here. Good night, Nicole. Good night, and welcome again. This is the last Monday, no, next week, yeah, of the month. I find time is flying so quickly. Just now, we will be in, this is the last Monday of August. Night, day, night. And, I'm just saying that, it's already, August is approaching us. Summer is going to be nearly gone with. So, we just have to make the best of it. I know it has been hot. And just stay cool. Drink a lot of water, guys. And just be safe. Bev, thank you for locking in. Alright, so the word of the week is gloom. Gloom. Through he was a gloom in my wallet. Become stuck or attached together. So my word of this week is gloom. Become stuck or attached together. Later on I'm going to bring on my girlfriend. And we're going to talk a little bit today about menopause, and we're going to ask her questions because this was a topic that a lot of people wanted to get, other views and things from, because menopause, we all go through it differently. No one person went through menopause the same. All right? So I'll just give you all a quick health tip here. In life, there's nothing more important than taking care of your health. So staying fit and healthy should be a #1 priority. I have 25 little steps, but I will only go through a few of them with you and hope that it can motivate you in every new, renewed health lifestyle. All right? If you feel like you want to eat, but you are not sure if you really are hungry, ask yourself if you would like to eat an apple. If the answer is no, you are probably more bored than hungry. Exercise before going to bed will cause your muscles to burn more calories during the night. Crying releases excess stress hormones in our body and can significantly relieves mental tension. So when you see somebody crying, I just always say let them cry it out. When they cry it out, you feel a little better. A midday nap improves your memory and reduces the chances of suffering from heart disease. If you feel anxious or stressed, eat a melon. Melon help relieve anxiety and stress while giving your metabolism a boost. Begin to learn a new language or play a new instrument. The action helps slow down the aging process of your brain. While driving, chew mint or cinnamon flavor gums can reduce feeling of frustration by 25% and make the journey feels much shorter. You can program your brain to be happy in one simple step. Think of 3 things you are thankful for every day. After repeating this step for 21 consecutive days, you will notice a difference. Skipping your meals will only cause you to gain more weight. Your body thinks it's going through a famine, which causes it to operate in an energy-saving mode, which will make burning calories much more difficult. Listening to music regularly reduces the chances of developing a brain tumor. Drinking 2 cups of cold water before a meal increases your metabolism up to 30%. If you suffer from constant headaches or mental stress, lie in a bed close to a wall and raise your leg against it and in a 90-degree angle. Hold this position for about 5 minutes. Running for half an hour a day will help you reduce 0.5 kg-pounds of fat a week. Drinking lots of water during the day will help you get a good night's sleep. Women who walk for an hour each day reduce their chances of getting breast cancer by 15%. Now remember, I'm not a doctor. This is from Google Health Tips, okay? Check your toothpaste. Has an ingredient called Motavionial Monday. This is the only substance that can repair teeth. Natural pineapple juice is a 5 times more effective than cough syrup. It can also prevent baldness and even the flu. Make the effort to cook your food at least 5 times a week. A recent study found that this will extend your life up to a decade. If you are trying to quit smoking, use the following method. Every time you feel the urge to smoke a cigarette, lick up some salt. The urge to smoke should pass within a month. A cold shower relieves depression and it keeps your skin and hair hydrated. If you have been up all night, take a 15-minute nap before the sun comes up. It is a way of fooling the body into thinking that you get enough sleep. Don't do it too often. Having a pet at home reduces stress, improve mental functions, and increase your life expectancy. Make an effort to be organized. The more organized you are, the less likely you are to suffer from diseases like Alzheimer's. The first day of the week defines your thought pattern for the rest of the week. It's best to start the day with exercise to ensure a healthy routine. And if you are wearing the same worn pair of shoes for a long period of time, rub your feet in rubbing alcohol. This will help disinfect the regions that can cause scalp trouble to become fungus. Okay? So those are my health tips. I'm not a doctor. I'm reading these from on Google, guys. Anything you want, just stay healthy. The whole thing about it, as we grow older and we mature, we want to do the right thing, and we would like to live, you know, a good life to see our grandchildren if we have, you know. So eating and taking care of our bodies, what we put in is what we take out. So that's my health tip for today. I just want to say thank you guys for giving me the support, and you know, I always get count on you guys. All right. So tonight's guest, her name is Nancy Aming. I'm going to bring her on. I was trying to get her on Facebook before, but it wasn't working, so I'm going to bring her on WhatsApp, and we're going to chat a little bit about menopause. All right. Possible treatment. Nancy enjoy life. She's a RM, a BSN, a MSHA, nursing since 1984. Leadership in a level 1 trauma center, Orlando Health, for 25 years in post MSHA care unit. Currently in revenue management at Orlando Health. July 17th with Orlando Health, 31 years. Have 2 beautiful daughters. One is an RN and the other is a 911 commander. And she has a 5-year-old grandson. So that's a little bit about my guest. And we're going to chat with Nancy, bring her on. And guys, if you have any questions about, you know, menopause, we have Nancy here, and she's a professional to answer these questions that I couldn't. Okay? So Nancy, give me one moment. Let me get you connected up properly. And I think we should be all set. Okay, one moment. Let me switch the cameras. Okay. Now, Nancy, you could share your page so your viewers could see also, all right? So your viewers could see also.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Okay. All right. So I think we all set. Wait, let me bring it down a little bit. Okay. You see me good there?
Yes.
All right. So welcome to Motivational Monday, where each one teach one. Nancy, thank you for taking the time for hanging with us here on Motivational Monday. So if you want, you can introduce yourself. I just give them a brief about you, so you can go ahead and do the honors.
Okay, hello. Thank you, Phyllis, for having me.
Yes.
Happy to help out in this process of yours.
Yes, thank you.
Nice to be a Black Caribbean woman doing things for our people, society, and thank you for having me.
Yes.
As you said, that I've been a nurse for a long time.
Yes.
And it's a career that I would choose all over again.
So what started you in that field?
You know, initially I went to school in Manhattan, and I initially started out to be a respiratory therapist.
Okay.
So the math was gave me little problems, believe it or not. And then I switched over to nursing.
Okay.
So when I switched over to nursing, then that was it. The story ended right there.
Okay, good. And who you got the drive from to keep going? Who you got the drive from to keep going?
Well, I think with having kids, and I tell my significant other, is because of them I learned to have the patience for my patients in the hospital.
Right. Okay.
And
so you always work in different areas, I see, because now you switch up a bit. So how has that been working in like the trauma centers and different things like that? In different areas, I see, because now you switch up a bit. So how has that been working in like trauma centers and different things like that?
Well, in post anesthesia care unit, it's a very trying type unit. We're a level 1 trauma center. The patients are constantly flowing. I lived through many, how should I put it, global tragedies, and the most recent you could say was the Pulse.
Wow.
And with the Pulse victims, all guidelines was thrown out because, you're not allowed phones normally, so on. But that was the last straw that I thought it was time for me to give the younger folks a try.
Right.
Because it was very trying.
Right. Okay. And how have COVID affect you guys?
Now with COVID,
COVID affect you guys?
COVID was, well, it did two things. Like my daughter, I could talk off of her hands-on experience because I'm not at the bedside anymore.
Right.
But it gives nurses a whole new respect of what work they do. And not just nurses, all the people in the hospital.
Right.
Because people were dying without their loved ones.
Right.
The nurses that was working had to take everything off on the outside in the garage before they take things home to their families.
Right.
So it was, I could write a book probably on it, but I think nurses needed de-stressing each time after a rough day.
Right. And I know that could have been very rough on you, I know too that you're blessed and still have your mom around that you see about. How has that been going through the whole challenge and the whole difference, that you have to make changes and things like that? That you see about. How has that been going through the whole challenge and the whole difference, that you have to make changes and things like that?
Well, the transition from the clinical settings to revenue management, which I currently do now, it was a godsend because I've been working remote even before the pandemic since 2016.
Okay.
So with working remote, I was able to take care of my mom because currently she's a dialysis patient.
Right.
So I am a total caregiver and working full-time at home.
Okay. Great. So congratulations for that, And I know you're a grandmom too. How has that been? Great. So congratulations for that, And I know you're a grandmom too. How has that been?
His name is Elijah. He's like the apple of my eye, I wanted a whole lot more grandkids, but I'll take the one that I have.
Yes.
He's just precious.
Good. Yes. All right. Good
He's
night.
blessed.
Yes. Nice. Night, Jason. Night, Anthony. Okay. So I had a lot of people wanting to talk a bit on menopause. What is menopause? Nice. Night, Jason. Night, Anthony. Okay. So I had a lot of people wanting to talk a bit on menopause. What is menopause?
Well, there's two ways it comes about. And I just want to say it but every woman experiences it differently.
Yes.
So based on what I'm saying now, it doesn't mean each and every person would experience it in that fashion.
Right.
So menopause, to put it for lay people to understand, is when your ovaries stop producing estrogen and progesterone at the same level as when you were, let's say, under 40.
Right.
So with that one, you could also have like a hysterectomy that induces menopause artificially or before time.
Right.
Because sometimes women have hysterectomies for various things. And you remove your ovaries and you remove your uterus. So then you're put into menopause unnaturally because you had that hysterectomy.
Okay. Okay. Because I know someone who had a hysterectomy. So they're not going through regular menopause, but still get these hot flashes really bad. So they're not going through regular menopause, but still get these hot flashes really bad.
Correct. Correct. So when you take away your ovaries, that's what produces the estrogen. It's a hormone.
Mm-hmm.
It balances, those things that we experience when we go through hot flash. So when you start your menstrual, because you start your menstrual for each one of us could be 13, 16.
Right.
And the same thing with menopause, you could start experiencing symptoms at 40.
Right.
Is the average age.
Right.
40 to 55.
Okay. So I know some people go through it further than 55 also, correct? So I know some people go through it further than 55 also, correct?
Correct. There's usually question mark, and I don't want to scare people, not an end to menopause.
Right.
It tends to peak, and it tends to have times when you're having severe symptoms. You just stand up, you get angry, and you break out in a sweat.
Right. Yeah.
That diminishes with time. But I don't think it ever stops completely. You could be 80 and have hot flashes, but not at the same level.
Wow. So I know with the menopause, we tend to go through hot flashes and the night sweat and the mood swings, What do you recommend? People go through menopause naturally or let them take some kind of medication to help them? What do you recommend? People go through menopause naturally or let them take some kind of medication to help them?
So there's pros and cons, and this is personal choice, just like birth control.
Right.
There's some people who uses birth control when they were younger, and then others choose not to use birth control.
Right.
And the reason why I say that is they use a certain portion of estrogen in the birth control pill.
Right.
So it's a personal decision if you want to go the chemical route, which is a small portion of estrogen in a pill form.
Right.
And ideally what it is birth control.
Right. Oh, okay. Nice.
So there's a flip side to it though. If you want to, I always go more the naturalistic route.
Right.
So some of the foods they said to avoid is high sugar foods.
Okay.
Spicy foods, alcohol. You can't tell the Trini that, but alcohol.
Yes. So that helps?
It decreases the symptoms.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So less alcohol, less spicy food.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. That's good to know.
So the thing is, you would find caffeine,
Okay.
foods that's fat and rich in fatty meats. So, no pork and whole milk, ice cream, all those things you would want to avoid or cut it back to a minimum.
Right, right. Okay. That's good information. I didn't know that. Because again, every woman or woman I knew went through menopause differently.
It can help.
That's good information. I didn't know that. Because again, every woman or woman I knew went through menopause differently.
Correct. What you could do is, let's say, if you want to go the natural route, you drink a lot of water, lots of water. You want to eat fruits and vegetables. You want to eat red meat, eggs, leafy green things.
Yes.
And calcium-rich foods such as fish, broccoli, and legumes like red beans, lentil peas. That's your protein.
Right. Okay. Okay. That's good because again, some people go through it young and some people go through it later on in life. And it all depends. Some people go through it and they have no problem. Some people go through it young and some people go through it later on in life.
Correct.
And it all depends. Some people go through it and they have no problem.
Correct. Because I can tell you, I'm the last of 5 girls.
Right.
I started menopause before my older sister.
Wow.
So it's just to let you know our bodies are different. It's individualized. And I started menopause at 40.
Right.
I used to be on interviews and I would break out in a sweat with a whole big mustache. I had to be patterned. It was a trying time.
Right.
My symptoms are still there, but it's diminished.
Okay. All right. Good. Also, my doctor told me, what is premenopause? Okay. Good. Also, my doctor told me, what is premenopause?
It's when you start skipping periods. Let's say every month you get it on the 15th.
Right.
You would find that 1 month you just won't have a period at all.
Okay.
Or you bleed heavy.
Right.
So it starts telling you your body's getting ready to go into that period of true menopause. Now, you in true menopause when you don't have a period for a whole year, even though you would skip a month here and there, but it has to be a full year of not having a period to say that you're in menopause.
Okay. All right. Okay, good to know because my doctor told me once you wait 2 years straight and never had a period, that means you're full menopause. What do you think about that? My doctor told me once you wait 2 years straight and never had a period, that means you're full menopause.
Yes. Well, I don't know if it's 2 years. I think once again, I think all our bodies are different. And as women, we should know our bodies. And it could be 18 months for you. It could be a year for me. But either or, your body's going through a change.
Right. Yes, and another note, Nancy, sometimes when your monthly menstrual is supposed to be come up, you still get the symptoms, but nothing is there. Yes, and another note, Nancy, sometimes when your monthly menstrual is supposed to be come up, you still get the symptoms, but nothing is there.
Right. So I think that may be more psychological, and when you're accustomed, it's like when your body's accustomed to a routine, your whole system is going to be going through it. Like if you're supposed to sleep at 10 o'clock every night,
yes,
and you're consistent with that through the years, don't care where you are for the most part. When 10 o'clock comes, you start yawning, you would start feeling sleepy, you think it's weekend and you should be up, but your body gets into a routine routine. This is why we're trained. I don't know if you ever heard of Pavlov with the dog.
Right.
When each time the mice touch the thing, either he gets sting or and it trains them to like not do things. Our bodies are trained.
Right. Okay. So I have a question here for you. I use
Yes.
Primrose and black cohost vitamins. What are other vitamins that can be taken?
I use Primrose and black cohost vitamins. What are other vitamins that can be taken? Now, I would primarily say those things, if it works for you, okay, because I can tell you, I've tried many of them, and all our chemistry is different. However, I do want to stress that we should take vitamin D, vitamin C, because when you're going through menopause, the estrogen makes our bones soft, and we get something called osteoporosis.
Right.
Whereas you get a fracture quite easily because you don't have the same level of estrogen in your body. So you need to always have good calcium, good vitamin C, good vitamin D.
Nice. That's good tip. What about hair thinning? Sometimes you get hair thinning and difficulties concentrating on different things. All of that goes within the menopause too?
What about hair thinning? Sometimes you get hair thinning and difficulties concentrating on different things. All of that goes within the menopause too? Yes, because you see, estrogen is a female hormone. So just as much as it's responsible to give you breasts and, you know, the different things that a female has as they, you know, from puberty on, when that level of estrogen is diminished in your body, it secondarily affects your hair, you know, different parts of your body gets weaker. Women might find that if they laugh and cough, they leak urine.
Right.
That's why we need to do the Kegel exercises and different things, because it's amazing. Hormones is in charge of all our bodies, but it's different hormones. So it's progesterone, estrogen, FSH. We have thyroid hormone. So each hormone has a particular function in our body.
Right. Nice. I think another big one too, Nancy, is sleep disturbance, like sleepless nights.
Yes. I think another big one too, Nancy, is sleep disturbance, like sleepless nights. That's the one thing where they say the types of food that you eat impacts your sleep habits. Sometimes people may think that if they drink alcohol, it helps them go to sleep. But they would go to sleep for a short period of time and then wake up in the middle of the night because the alcohol is worn off in their system.
Right.
Like caffeine. So I think with the sleep issue is it should be diet controlled.
Right.
And then you should be consistent when you're going to sleep.
Right.
And then you should, of course, exercise. All the things we hear all the time is what we should be doing.
Okay.
Exercise, plenty water, create a specific routine for going to bed every night. You may want to cut off social media by a certain time because you get stimulated.
Right, yes. And Nancy, another big one that I know a lot of people complain about while going through the menopause is the bloating and the weight gain, something that we just can't control.
About while going through the menopause is the bloating and the weight gain, something that we just can't control. Yeah. And you know, I think the weight gain comes from, believe it or not, the lack of activity and not necessarily the estrogen in itself, because that's what's driving this whole menopause issue.
Right. Good night, Afia.
We need to create a regular routine of exercise and diet. Because because we can't treat our bodies like if we're 16 anymore.
I understand. So Nancy, I see one of the things here too is irregular heartbeat, body odor, depression. All that goes with that too? The things here too is irregular heartbeat, body odor, depression. All that goes with that too?
Yes. It's I mean, I hate to keep going back to it, but when your hormones are unbalanced, like menopause is creating an imbalance with the estrogen, all those things happen. So I give you a reference.
Yeah.
When you were actually going through menstrual cycle, you ever hear men joking like you're seeing your period?
Yeah.
Because what happens is we have a surge of that estrogen, and it gives all the different moods. Sometimes you're crying. Sometimes you don't know why you're feeling sad. Now, mind you, this estrogen is taken away because our ovaries are not functioning anymore.
Right.
So all the things that we used to experience while we were actually having a period, it's probably superimposed now because the estrogen level is low.
Yeah, very low. Yeah. And Nancy, it also affects your sex life also.
Now, I may get a lot of people disagreeing with this.
It also affects your sex life also.
But at the end of the day, if you have a healthy mindset and a great partner, all that dryness and so on and so forth is individualized.
Right.
So, in other words, get a little freaky.
Right. Yeah. Because I mean, you know, a lot of adults who going through the menopause suffer from these symptoms, suffer from these things, and you know, it's like, oh my gosh, this menopause is come like, you know, when you're young, you just be like, okay, I can't wait for my period to stop, but when you reach this age now and you don't have it, it's like, you know, menopause is come like, you know, when you're young, you just be like, okay, I can't wait for my period to stop, but when you reach this age now and you don't have it, it's like, you know.
Yes. And you know, mind you, we haven't touched when they have secondary problems, like diabetes,
right,
or high blood pressure or heart disease, because that superimposes when you're going through menopause.
Right. Yeah. So you're saying any underlying issues we have?
Yes. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So what are several treatments that female can take to reduce discomfort? You know? So what are several treatments that female can take to reduce discomfort? You know?
Well, which one of the discomforts? Because we have many as well.
Yeah, like this disruption in your daily life,
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like disruption in your daily life,
So, I would say, you know, the old cliche, water, eat healthy, exercise, be social, get out and do things, you know, so you don't have time to focus. I don't think it would take the signs and symptoms away. Once again, it would diminish it.
Right. Right, and that is what I think people need. Something to reduce it instead, because again, it have some people go sweating, as you say, sweat falling down. You know, sometimes you're hot, sometimes you're cold, sometimes, you know, it drives you nuts at time, you know, and it could get you depressed too, and anxiety comes on. Because sometimes you don't know how to deal with it. Nuts at time, you know, and it could get you depressed too,
Correct.
And anxiety comes on.
And you know, the one thing is that I used to test myself and monitor was, I find like when I used to get upset or a stressful moment or situation, that hot flash coming on.
Right.
So it's easier said than done. Try and control the stresses in your life.
Right. Right.
You know, because if not, and we should try to do that anyway.
Right.
Whether we're in menopause, premenopause, because stress is a killer.
Right.
Silent killer.
Yes, yes. So Nancy, at what age you said we could start going through that premenopause state? Because I think I had started when I was in my late 30s. Age you said we could start going through that premenopause state? Because I think I had started when I was in my late 30s.
Correct. And I would say, if you see many books, they usually say between 40 and 55.
Right.
But the pre-menopause, like a little warning where you would miss a month of period or you have heavy bleeding.
Right.
So it's kind of like telling you you're getting to that point.
Okay. Okay.
So 35 to 40, you could start experiencing, you know, you always hear about your biological clock is ticking when you reach 40.
Yes.
That's what that's all about, because then if your ovaries is not producing eggs for you to become pregnant, then, you know, that's where times go away.
Oh, okay, okay. Good information, good information. Yes. So, when should they seek help?
Okay, okay. Good information, good information. Now, as we regards to the help,
so, when should they seek help?
I believe is if you're able to tolerate your signs and symptoms, I would always suggest going the natural route. When I say natural, eat healthy, exercise, water. If it becomes unbearable where you can't get sleep, use something like melatonin.
Right.
Because melatonin is part of our within our system, and it's a normal sleep medication.
Okay.
The issue with melatonin is start with the smallest dose, because when you take a higher dose, it does the opposite.
Okay.
So be mindful of that. And I say, get out there in the gym, exercise, drink water. If it comes unbearable, then you go to your doctor and he would give you the estrogen pill, which is a smaller milligrams of the birth control pill. It's not the same dosage.
Right. Okay. Good. 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 I mean, you know, when we're young, you know, our body's really different, and when I realize as we grow older, your body tends to be different too, Nancy. All you get knee pain, you get shoulder pain, back pain, all these set of pain come one time you hit 50.
Right, but that's apples and oranges. The only connection I could make with menopause and your bones and so on is the osteoporosis, and that's where, because it's lacking the calcium and the estrogen in your body.
Yes.
And it's a lot of chemistry here. Your vitamin C depends on your vitamin D. You can't take vitamin D if you don't have vitamin C, because it complements each other in order for it to work.
Okay.
Now, as you get older, we tend not to stretch as much. We tend not to walk as much. And, you know, the aging process, some of us will get arthritis.
Right.
It has nothing to necessarily do with menopause. But your bones does get affected.
Right. Yeah, your bones does. It really does. And what you're saying, they're making sense too, eh? Especially, like, you know, for those that have office job that you're sitting all the time, you're not moving around, you know what I mean? And what I noticed is the body really need the exercise, because even taking, for example, climbing some stairs, sometimes you're climbing a stairs and it's a try, you know, you're tired kind of way, or that is because lack of exercise. I noticed that.
Right. Correct.
Tired kind of way, or that is because lack of exercise.
Correct. Correct. And the older you get, if you don't use it, you lose it.
Yes.
It's plain and simple. morning and do stretching exercise. Put one arm over, stretch it. Put the other arm over, stretch it. Stand straight and take your two hands to touch your feet. You may not touch your feet, but it stretches your back. It stretches the back of your legs. So I think we have to do a lot more than if we were 20 or 25.
Right. Okay. Especially, good afternoon, Adi. Especially when we get to this age now, you know. So that is good information, because as I say again, you know, menopause is common. It's common, and for some reason, sometimes your parents doesn't even tell you much about it. So then we have to learn these things on our own. For some reason, sometimes your parents doesn't even tell you much about it. So then we have to learn these things on our own.
Right. Yes. Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. And this is a great program, because I'll give you a story. It was very funny. When I was embarking on menopause and I missed my period when I was 40, I said, oh my gosh, I think I'm pregnant. I can't be pregnant at 40. Little did I know was I was missing a period and I was premenopausal.
Wow. You see? Okay. So Nicole have a question here. What about men going through menopause? You know, sometimes when a man acting up, we say, like, you're going through menopause or what? So Nicole have a question here. What about men going through menopause? You know, sometimes when a man acting up, we say, like, you're going through menopause or what?
Well, with the aging process, they have a different avenue, but at the end of the day, your hormones changes.
Right. Okay. So Maureen is saying good information, change eating habit, increase exercise. And I believe in that. As you say, drink water, stay away from alcohol, eat the right set of foods, and we should be good, and we shouldn't experience less stress. Wouldn't bring on the heat and different things in your body. So you need to be stress-free going through menopause. You shouldn't experience less stress. Wouldn't bring on the heat and different things in your body.
Exactly.
So you need to be stress-free going through menopause.
Right. And you know, we don't want to set unrealistic expectations. We all have stresses in our lives. It's how much stress you have, right?
Right.
Because your garage would break and then you get a little stress.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Your car, your tire may be flat, you get a little stress.
Right.
But just, you can monitor it also, your triggering points. You know, because we all have triggering points to bring on that hot flash.
Right.
You know?
So we have to learn our bodies. We have to learn what to, yes, okay. And then so we can control it.
Yes.
Okay, great. Great information there.
Correct.
All right.
Correct.
All right. So I have a this is a trivia now for you, Nancy, and it's called Ditch It or Keep It. All right. You ready?
Yes.
A trivia now for you, Nancy, and it's called Ditch It or Keep It. All right. You ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay. So fish or chicken?
Fish.
Fish. Okay. Dal puri or bus up shut?
Bust up shot.
Okra and rice or spinach rice?
Dal puri or bust up shot? Spinach rice.
Okay. Trinidad Carnival or Miami Carnival?
Spinach rice. Trinidad Carnival.
Okay. Tribe or Ronnie McIntosh? Ronnie and Carol. Which mass band?
Tribe or Ronnie McIntosh? Ronnie McIntosh.
Okay.
Ronnie and Carol.
All right.
Ronnie and Carol.
Okay. Mexico or London? Mexico or London?
Or London. London.
Well, I know you're an avid traveler too, Nancy, and you've been around the world, you know. So I know you enjoy that time because I know you work so hard, but you party hard and you play hard. You know, so I know you enjoy that time because I know you work so hard, but you party hard and you play hard.
Yes, I do.
Okay,
That
waterfall.
increases my stress.
Yes. Waterfalls or beaches?
Waterfalls.
Okay. Short hair or long hair? Waterfalls or beaches?
Short hair.
Okay. Rice and peas or macaroni pie? Short or long hair?
Rice and peas.
Okay. Curry goat or curry oxtails? Macaroni pie.
Oh, jeez, that's oxtail and curry good. I love curry everything.
So both?
I love curry everything. But I'll take the oxtail.
Okay, all right. Shrimp or lobsters?
I love seafood also because I eat literally a seafood diet. So shrimp or lobsters? I'll take the shrimp.
Okay. Julie mango or starch mango?
Julie mango.
Okay. Black cake or sponge cake?
Black cake.
And the last one is sorrel or ginger beer?
Ginger beer.
All right. Good. So you did good with your trivia. The last one is sorrel or ginger beer.
And let me tell you, the ginger is good for your stomach and good for your arthritis. FYI.
Okay. So how do you just boil it, blend it? How do you or just do the ginger beer?
I just grate my ginger and keep it in a bottle and just take it like in a shot.
Wow. Okay. Good to know.
And I take it straight. No sugar, nothing.
Okay, so you like that burning sensation?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And anybody who having stomach problems, it would diminish it.
Okay, so you like that burning sensation?
Well, it's good for your stomach and it's good for arthritis. And you know, if you want some anticoagulants to help your blood flow, it's also an anticoagulant. Makes your blood a little thinner. So you see how we take aspirin?
Yes.
I don't do the aspirin. I do ginger.
Nice. Good information. We can't pay for this. I think that I'll start to do the ginger. You know? Nancy, it have anything in closing what you would like to say?
I just want to thank you for having me on. I hope it was helpful. And remember, everything is not etched in stone verbatim, but it's a guide, as with everything in life, and everything in moderation. You can't cut out the alcohol, you can't cut out the caffeine, diminish it a little bit. You can't exercise every day, exercise every so often. Drink water as much as you possibly can.
Right.
Manage your stress.
Yes. I think, those are helpful tips. And also tomorrow it will be downloaded on my YouTube channel. You can go back and you can share it and do different things, on the page. And I want to say thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule to just hang with me on a Monday evening where each one teach one. It's a pleasure, and anytime you're willing to come back and talk about any other topic, I think diabetes is a good one too, that runs a lot in people, and I think a lot of people may want tips on it, especially in stuff, foods and different things, So anytime you're ready to come back, Nancy, you're welcome to come back anytime and give us some tips.
Yes.
So anytime you're ready to come back, Nancy, you're welcome to come back anytime and give us some.
I would love to do a diabetes because I think Trinidad is experiencing a lot of the young people having diabetes. So that's a great, great topic. So we'll do that in the future.
All right.
And I thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Nancy, and you have a blessed and wonderful night. Stay good.
Thank you.
Let your family know I say hi, okay?
I will. Good
All
night.
right. Good night. Good night. Thank you. All right, guys. There you have it. There you had Nancy giving us some good tip, you know, about menopause, how we can handle it. Again, you know, decrease your stress, and you know, again, to manage the hot flashes, the night sweats. She spoke about the irregular periods, the mood swings some of us get, the breast soreness, the crease, limbory, the vaginal dryness, the headaches, you know, burning, changes in taste, fatigue, sleep disturbance, memory lapses, difficulty concentrating, thinning of the hair, brittle nails. All these are, you know, factors to what we call menopause. And menopause is a natural biological process that is considered a new phase in the life of a woman. All right, and you can read up more about the menopause on Google. You can go to Google search and, you know, read up about different stuff if you reach the age of menopause, which I know. I'm in my 50s now, and I have a lot of friends that are going through or went through it, and it's not easy. And some people, you know, it tends to make them feel depressed and bring on anxiety, and you know, especially when you have a heavy flow, and then it comes so heavy for all these days. Sometimes you want to know what's going on. It's premenopause. Just talk to your doctor. Some people can't handle it. Take the medication that they give you in order to control it. My thing is, get comfort. You know, I believe the Lord made doctors and lawyers, nurses, everything, so they have a role to play in our life, and not everyone can go through it naturally, you know. So I hope this tip helped someone out there today. Nicole, thank you for logging in. Susan, Anthony, Jason, Dane, Maureen, all who's on the live tonight, thank you so much. You can get this episode again. Adiola, thank you, darling. Again, she gave us a good tip. We can grate the ginger, put it to soak, and just take it natural with one, like a shot glass every day. It's good for your stomach, she said. It's good for the blood, and it works just as if you have to take an aspirin every day. You could just take a shot of ginger every day. All right, so we learned a lot tonight. Please subscribe my channel. It's Phyllis Worrell on YouTube. Like the page, share up the page. I mean, you know, it's all good. So guys, just have a blessed week. Be safe. You know, each one teach one. Do a good deed. Life is short, and don't let anyone steal your joy. All right, sometimes people tend to want to do is to make you unhappy. Don't give them the betterment. You know, learn to choose our battles and just walk in love. Every day walk in love. You know, we don't know what the other person is going through, which they shouldn't take the anger and anxiety on us, but sometimes we just have to give a little. All right, so have a blessed, wonderful, safe week. Phyllis love you, you know that. See you guys next week, please God, and stay tuned for who I'm going to have sitting here chilling with you. Just keep in mind, every other Tuesday we're going to have Philly and me coming on every other Tuesday for the month. Love you too, Junie. She's going to come here with me, and we're going to rock. That's the second Tuesday of every month, and we're going to pick a different topic every week to speak on. Philly was my guest that I had 2 weeks ago. People love her. The chemistry was good between us, so they want to see her again. So I think I'll let you guys know what we will have coming up. I think she may want to talk about marriage and how to deal with, we were talking about it yesterday a little bit, and I think she wants to come on and talk about, you know, some people lose the spice, especially when you're married, and how to try to keep the flames burning instead of, you know, you're going through divorce and just going into another situation and then it's a big mess again. So stay tuned for that. We will have some good topic coming up. Again, if you want to hear of a topic, let us know. Let me know. I'll try to get, you know, the professionals to come on here and we can discuss it. And, you know, this show is all about each one teach one. All right. So again, have a blessed week, guys. See you guys next week, God willing.